We have heard winners never quit. It's a fact. I'm Divakaran Pillai, motivational speaker from C2B, Caterpillar to Butterfly. One young German engineer, John A. Roebling, he migrated to the United States of America to find a future for him. There he was working, and suddenly he used to see the East River. People were finding from Manhattan Island to Brooklyn, to come to Brooklyn. They had a lot of problems. There was no proper bridge for that. And he thought, if we make a bridge, how much the people will be benefited by that? And it could be a source of good revenue, because he could charge people a toll and recover the cost. But the river was so wide. And when he suggested about it, constructing a bridge, a suspension bridge, all the engineers were telling, they ridiculed the idea. It is something which is impossible. Remember, it was something like in 19th century, somewhere in 1850, 1860. Those days, we did not have so much of expertise in construction. It is not possible to have it. They were all suggesting. It's a mad idea. But somehow, Roebling believed that it is something which is possible. Even though nobody believed, he could rope in his son, Washington Roebling, and they discussed and he agreed. He felt it is something which is possible. So they both started. They designed that bridge, all the drawings they have made, and they raised some funds and started construction. Within a span of about 3 months' time, while working, doing some survey in a boat, Roebling met with an accident. The boat in which they were traveling, the father and son both, brushed against another boat, and his toes were crushed in that, Roebling. And it later on turned out to be tetanus, and he died out of that. His son was also severely injured. He became almost paralytic. He couldn't move and he couldn't talk. Luckily, his brain was very clear. There is no damage to the brain. And you cannot communicate. That's the problem. And he was in the hospital for a pretty long time. One day when he was looking through the window, and the curtain gradually moved with breeze, and he could see the clear sky. Immediately he thought, it's an indication. My father is telling me, go ahead with that. Then he decided, I should go ahead with this project. I should not abandon, because he is the only person who knew about the design of that bridge. And his wife, Emily, she was very intelligent and cooperative. So Washington could move only one finger. That's all what the whole body, only one finger has the capacity to move. And he, along with his wife, developed a language to communicate with one another just by tapping his finger on the hand of his wife. And he just told her, get all the engineers, let us start again. They started the work. And the place where they were staying, Washington used to look at that progress of that bridge through binoculars. And ultimately, even though they had a lot of hurdles, they completed that bridge. That people, after looking at that bridge, people said this is the 8th wonder in the world. Imagine, they spent about $15.5 million at that time. And it turned out to be a real useful project. That is, it took 14 years. In 1883, it was ready and it was commissioned, it was inaugurated. At that time, the President of America, Chester A. Arthur, he came to inaugurate that bridge. You know who traveled the first time? That is his wife, Emily Roebling. Emily, of that young engineer, she traveled. She was the first passenger to travel on the bridge, and she was carrying a cock. You may ask, what is a cock? They believed that cock is a sign of victory. And on that day, you will be surprised, on the very first day, 150,000 people crossed the bridge. Imagine, what was the people were just waiting for an opportunity for that. There is so much of the need for the bridge. And how was it made possible? It is possible only because the dream of a person, the dream which all others felt madness, But he firmly believed and he stuck to that. He was having his perseverance and he was ready to take any risk on that. Ultimately, it turned out to be a success. Even today, you can see the Brooklyn Bridge connecting Manhattan Island and Brooklyn, crossing the river east. That's the thing. So we say a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. Adopt that policy, a winner never quits. Hang on to that. But you should believe in what you are doing. You will definitely be successful. Thank you very much.